Hi everyone, so today we'll be looking at rounding off significant figures. So in our last video we learned about how to identify significant figures and so on, right? So now we're going to learn about rounding off significant figures, and something you should know right away is that significant figures, as I have in the first line here, is very similar to rounding off decimal numbers, right? The main thing is you need to know how to identify your significant figures, right? So if you need to refresh on that, look at the other video. All right, so let's go in. So the first thing, we must identify the significant figure in the question has identified, right? So, all right, then afterwards we draw a line, and just like rounding off decimal numbers, if the number to the right of the line is 5 or greater, we add 1 to the number before the line. If it is less than 5, we do not add anything. We keep the number before the line the same. Fill any spaces to the right of the line with 0, stopping at the decimal point if there is 1. This is a very important note to remember. We're going to come back to this one here. Alright, let's look at this question down below here. Round off 39,341 to one significant figure. Right? Then we're doing this one first, and then it says two significant figures. So we're doing this first one here first. We're going to round it off to one significant figure. So this is the first one here, right? So first of all, we need to identify what our first significant figure is. Remember, our first significant figure is our first non-zero number, right? So I'm just going to rewrite the number across here, right? So our first significant number is our first non-zero number. Right away, you should identify, okay, 3 is my first significant number, my first non-zero number. So after that, so we first identify our significant figure, right? So we have the first thing checked there. Then it says to draw a line. Then draw a line just like rounding off decimal numbers. So now we're going to draw a line, right? If the number to the right of the line, so that's this number here, the 9. If it's 5 or greater, we add 1. Well, obviously, we already know that 9 is greater than 5, right? So we're going to add 1 to the number before the line, which is the 3. Right? Cool. So we have that set already. Now, it says, so you're going to put that before, right? Fill any spaces to the right of the line with zeros, stopping at the decimal point if there is 1. If there's 1. So I'm going to put 0, a 0 in place of the 9, a 0 in place of the 3, a 0 in place of the 4, and a 0 in place of the 1. Right, now remember, rounding off numbers is like an approximation, right? We couldn't just put this as, alright, this is 4. This is equal to 4. No, because 4 is nowhere close to 39,341, right? So you must add your zeros after the line, right? Just by the way there. Alright, cool. And that's what the down here says. So one significant figure, so we added 1 to the 3 here. Cool. Like in the second one here, it's two significant figures. So let me rewrite the number now. 39,341. You want to round it up to two significant figures. So identify your first two significant figures. We already know that 3 is the first one, and 9 is the second significant figure, so draw a line after that. Look at the number to the right of the line. The number is 3. And while we know 3 is less than 5, so we leave the number before the line as in 9, we're leaving this number as is. So you're going to put 3, 9. Again, you can't just leave your answer as 39, because 39 is nowhere close to 39,341. You must add your zeros after your line, right? And we get 39,000 when we round it off, right? So let's go ahead and look at another question. So this one here says round off 0.006078. Firstly, to one significant figure, let's draw a line to divide. To one significant figure, and then we're going to do two significant figures. So the first line here was for one significant figure. First, we need to identify our first significant figure. As I said before, significant number starts from the first non-zero number. Alright, let's look at the numbers. Is this number here, is this first zero, this first significant number? No, it can't start from zeros, right? It must start from the first non-zero number. So now 6 is my first significant number, my first non-zero number. So I'm going to draw my line. We're looking at the number right after the line here. And one says 5 or greater, add 1. One says less than 5, we don't add anything, right? So now we're going to get 0.006. We stop in here. Why we stop in here? Why we didn't add 0 for the rest of the numbers come in here? Because you see 0.006 is already approximation for this entire decimal number here, right? Now, adding these zeros, if you had added these zeros afterwards for these 0, 7, and 8, it's not going to change the value here. So after you see, once you have a decimal number, and once you draw a line and everything, you don't have to add the zeros. You see, like when it's numbers, like the question before, like you have 30-something thousand or 500 and something, or and so on, you have to add your zeros there. We'll look at some other questions just now as well, right? All right, let's get the other one. So that right back the number 0.006078 to two significant figures. So we had just identified that 6 was the first significant number, 0 is my second. So draw a line. Looking at the number right after the line, it's greater than 5, so we add 1. So you're going to get 0.0061, right? And right, that's my final answer. Again, when I said once you're working after the decimal point, we're not adding zeros after the line here, right? Leave your answer just like this, right? Good. Now look at these examples that we have here. If you want to try these examples on your own first, pause the video, try it, and then you could play when you finish, just to double check and see if you got the same answers, right? If it's still a little unsure, continue watching and let's see what we're going to do, right? So let's look at A, right? So we want to round off the following numbers to two significant figures. So A is 20.53. So first, let's identify the first two significant figures. So 2 is the first significant figure, 0 is the second significant figure. Alright, so draw my line. Cool. The number right after the line is 5, so that means I have to add 1 to the number before. So I get 21. So again, we're not putting 21.00. Don't put that. Leave it at, just leave it as 21. Because again, 21.53, the approximation is 21, right? Once it's before the decimal point, just put those numbers, right? All right, let's look at B. 0.0523. Identify first two significant numbers. So 5 is my first significant number. 2 is my second. Draw a line. Now 3 is less than 5, so we're not adding anything to the 2. So you're just going to get 0.052. Again, because it's a decimal number, after your line, you're not adding in no zeros, right? Good. And let's look at C. 3,652. First significant number is 3. Second significant number is 6. Draw a line. So the 5 or greater, add 1. So we add 1 to 6. So we get 3. Are you going to get 7 here? Now again, we have to add these zeros in place of this, right? So you get 3,700, right? So just be mindful of this rule here, but yes, right? Replay the video if you need to watch it over again before trying the exercise that you will have to do, right? All right, that's it for this video. Take care.